Hey, Mr. Estrada here. Our learning target for this video is I can factor binomials in the form of difference of perfect squares. So when I say difference of perfect squares, I'm talking about binomials that look like this. There's a subtraction sign in the middle, and the first term and the second term are perfect squares. So let's get to it. Let me give you some steps and some guidelines to do this. So what you want to do first is you want to begin by setting up two sets of parentheses. So let's set up our two sets of parentheses. The second step is to square root the first term. So the first term is x squared, and we're going to square root that. The square root of x squared is x, because x times x gives us x squared. The third step is to square root the second term. The square root of the second term, 25, is equal to 5. Now, what you want to do is you want to place the square roots in both sets of parentheses. So let's begin with the first term. We're going to place the x here and here. And now the second term, we're going to place the second term here and here. And now our last step is, where is it? It's somewhere around here. All right, there it is. Place a positive sign for one of the parentheses and a negative sign for the other. And we are finished. That's pretty much how you do it. And if you want to check this, you can check by foiling. So if you FOIL this out, remember FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. So if you FOIL this out, x times x is x squared, x times negative 5 is negative 5x, 5 times x is positive 5x, and then 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. You're going to notice that the middle terms cancel out, and you're left with x squared minus 25, which was the original. All right? But our answer, so that was just a check. Okay? Our answer is these two sets of parentheses, x plus 5 and x minus 5. So I'm going to put a box around that. So this is our answer. And this was just our check. This is our answer, and this was our check. When you FOIL it out, it should come back to the original. Let's try another one. Okay, so here it says factor 16x squared minus 9. And this is a difference of perfect squares because you have a subtraction sign and you have perfect squares as your first term and your second term. So let's begin with our first step. Our first step is to set up two sets of parentheses. So we set them up. Second step is to square root the first term. So the first term is 16x squared. We're going to square root that, and we get 4x. The square root of 16 is 4, and the square root of x squared is x. Now we have to square root the second term. So the square root of 9 is equal to 3. Our next step is to place the square roots in both sets of parentheses. So we're going to place the first term here, 4x, and here. And now we're going to place the second term here and here. And then, for our last step, what we're going to do is put a plus sign on one of the parentheses and a subtraction sign on another set of parentheses. And there it is. And we are done. And you can check this by FOILing it out This is our answer. I'm going to leave it up to you to check it. Just use FOIL. Remember, the middle terms are going to cancel out. Okay, let's try one more. All right, so here we got 25x squared minus 49. So remember our steps. Set up two sets of parentheses, square root the first term, square root the second term, place the square roots in both sets of parentheses, and then we're going to place a positive sign for one of the parentheses and a negative sign for the other. So let's begin. Two sets of parentheses. Square root the first term. So square root of 25x squared is equal to 5x. Square root of 25 is 5. The square root of x squared is x. Square root of the second term is 7. So now we place them inside the parentheses. And here's my blue. Here it is, 7 and 7. And you place a positive sign for one parentheses and a negative sign for the other. And you're done. Alrighty. I hope this video helps. Take care.